Good morning, dear students. You are watching Primary Ke Pank with Tarkeshwar Pandey. I welcome you all in your favorite YouTube channel. I hope you all are happy and healthy. After finishing 11 chapters, now we are going to know about our chapter number 12. The name of this chapter is Changing Times. In this chapter, we will know an interesting story of Chaitanyas. But before starting this chapter, know the target learning outcomes of this chapter so that you can know about what you have to learn in this chapter. Okay? The target learning outcomes of this chapter are: number 1, how India got freedom from the British rule. Number 2, partition of India and Pakistan. Number 3, the story of Chaitanyas. And number 4, different types of houses and materials. Once again, I want to repeat the target learning outcomes of this chapter. After finishing this video or after watching this video, you will know 4 most important target learning outcomes related to this chapter. Number 1, how India got freedom from the British rule. Number 2, partition of India and Pakistan. Number 3, the story of Chaitanyas. And number 4, different types of houses and materials. So now I am going to ask some questions. Think the answer of these questions in your mind and try to match your answer with my answer. My first question is, the house in which you live, what do you call to this house? Kacha house or Pakka house? Once again, I want to repeat this question. The house in which you live, what do you call to this house? Kacha house or Pakka house? I think some of you have thought Kacha house and some of you have thought Pakka house. Question number 2. Which materials are mainly required for the construction of Pakka house? Once again, which materials are mainly required for the construction of Pakka house? The answer of this question will be cement, sand, stones, bricks, iron, wood, wood, etc. Once again, I want to repeat the answer. Cement, sand, stones, bricks, iron, wood, etc. Now think about question number 3. Do your old house match with your new house? Definitely, I want to repeat this question. Do your old house match with your new house? Your answer will be no. Now think about question number 4. When did India get freedom from the British rule? Once again, when did India get freedom from the British rule? Your answer will be 15 August 1947. Yes, 15 August 1947 will be your answer. And now the last question. Think about this question. Who is known as the father of our country? Once again, who is known as the father of our country? Yes, definitely your answer is correct. Mahatma Gandhi is known as the father of our country. So your answer will be Mahatma Gandhi for this question. Now, know how India got freedom from British rule. Because this is our first target learning outcome. So now know about this. How India got freedom from British rule. After discovery of sea route for reaching India by Vasco da Gama in 1498, Many traders of different places like Sweden, Portugal, Britain, France came for trading purpose in India. But after the Industrial Revolution in England, Britishers started to rule on India along with trade. Britishers defeated other traders of different countries. So they lived India. But Britishers found new opportunity to rule on India with decline of Mughal Empire. After the Battle of Plassey in 1757, during which the East India Company's Indian Army under Robert Clive defeated Siraj-ud-Dawla, the Nawab of Bengal. The company established itself as a major player in Indian affairs and soon afterward gained administrative rights over the regions of Bengal, Bihar, and Midnapur, part of Odisha. Following the Battle of Buxar in 1764, after the defeat of Tipu Sultan, most of South India came either under company's direct rule or under its indirect political control as Part A, princely state in a subsidiary alliance. Gradually, the company controlled all over the India. The Britishers liked to oppress the Indians with different way. Now Indian people understood the trick of Britishers and they started an organized rebellion in 1857 from northern and central India against the British East India Company. After that, many small and big movements were fought against the British rule. After all these small and big movements and sacrifice of different lives from our country, we got freedom from Britishers on 15th August 1947. But at the same way, this was a big misfortune that our country was distributed in two pieces. The first was India and the second was Pakistan. After partition of India and Pakistan, there was a big riot. Many people from India went to Pakistan and many people from Pakistan came to India. Chaitanya Das was also from them. He came from Pakistan to India. So let us know the story of Chaitanya Das. So now I am going to tell about the story of Chaitanya Das. Chaitanya Das was a teacher and he used to teach children like you. These days, Chaitanya Das spends his time by writing about the days when he was young. He would love to share some of these with you. So now I am going to tell the story of Chaitanya Das and our heading is a big move. Chaitanya Das remembered the time when he was 9 years old. It must have been over 60 years ago. That was when they lived in Dera Ghazi Khan. Dera Ghazi Khan is the name of a place. It is situated in Pakistan. So Chaitanya Das and his family members were living in Dera Ghazi Khan. At this time, this place is in Pakistan, and at that time, there were a lot of problems all around them. Chaitanya Das could not understand what was happening. One day, His father told him that they had to leave their village and move to another place. Chetan Das was sad to leave his house and his village. That was where he had all his friends. All of them, Baba, Amma, his younger brothers and sisters, and Chetan Das himself took a train to come India near Delhi. Like us means like them, many people from their area also moved. People were saying that their country was being divided into two, India and Pakistan. Many people from India went to Pakistan just like they moved to India. For some time, they all stayed in a camp and they lived in big tents that were put up in a huge ground. A new home. One day, Baba, means the father of Chetan Das, told them that they had been given some land in Sohna village. Sohna is now in Haryana and the capital of Haryana is Chandigarh. So remember this for your future knowledge. Sohna village is situated in Haryana and the capital of Haryana is Chandigarh. He said that they could build their house there. Chetan Das was very happy. Baba and Amma, means the father and the mother of Chetan Das, worked hard to make the house, and children also helped. Baba dug the soil and they quickly filled the pans and passed them on to Amma. Gudiya and Amma mixed husk in it. Baba put up the walls. They brought cow dung from nearby houses. Amma mixed it with the mud. She coated the floor with this mixture, just like she used to do in their old house. The mother of Chetan Das used to say that this would keep the insect away. Then it was the turn for the roof to be made. The father of Chetan Das made a frame by joining strips of wood and fixed it on the four walls. They put branches of neem and kikar trees on the frame so that termites would not harm the wood. The mother of Chetan Das put old gunny bags on this and covered them with mud. Most of the houses around their house were made like theirs. A few were different, but Chetan Das liked his house the best. It was just like their old house. Now the next heading is a changing house. Time passed quickly. Chetan Das finished his studies and got a job. His father and mother wanted him to get married. Chetan Das thought that before he got married, they should repair their house and build one more room. In those days, people in cities were using cement. They said that this made the houses stronger. They also thought they would use cement. They used iron and cement for making the roof of the new room. In those days, unbaked bricks were also available in the market. They made the walls with them. The use of bricks was useful. They did not need to coat the wall every week. Once a year, they would whitewash the walls. They also built a small kitchen in the courtyard. The kitchen had a mud chulha and place to keep the vessels. Then Chetan Das got married and his wife Suman came to their new house. Now know one most important thing. The name of the wife of Chetan Das is Suman. So after getting married, the wife of Chetan Das, Suman, came to their new house. To cook, Suman used to sit on the floor in the kitchen, and they all used to sit on mats in the kitchen and eat together. It was a happy time. People used to go out to the field for their toilet in those days. Some of the houses had a separate place for this. They also made a small toilet with unbaked bricks behind the house. Now, know about the next heading, more changes. The two sons of Chetan Das and one daughter were born in that house. It means there were three offsprings of Chetan Das, two sons and one daughter. They all were born in that house. Time passed. The children completed their studies. 15 years ago, their daughter Simi got married and moved to Palwal. When Raju was to get married, they felt that they should get the house ready for the new bride. By then, everyone was using baked bricks. They also used them for the walls and put a lintel for the roof. They used marble chips and cement for a strong and fancy floor. In the toilet, they put pipes to take away the waste. The kitchen was made bigger. Now Raju's wife does not use the clay chulha she stands while cooking on the gas stove. Now know the next heading, seeing new things. The younger son of Chetan Das, Montu, moved to Delhi when he got a job there. Now he stays there with his family. Suman and Chetan Das stay with Montu for some months in a year, and with Raju in Sohna for the rest of the time. On the way to Delhi from Sohna, they go through Gurugram. So many big high-rise buildings have come up there. A few years ago, Raju renovated the toilet and the bathroom. He used colored tiles in his bathroom. Imagine spending so much money for a place to have a bath. Chetan Das is now 70 years old. In all these years, Chetan Das has seen so many changes, even in his own house. He doesn't know where his grandchildren will want to live and how their house will be. Chetan Das wonder what the houses are like in Dera Gaji Khan today, and how about all his friends? Where will they be? So after knowing the interesting story of Chetan Das, now we are going to know about houses and the types of houses. Okay, so now know about houses. We live in a house with our family. The house where we live is our home. Our house protects us from heat, cold, storm, and rain. It also protects us from animals, thieves, and robbers. Houses are found of many types. Now know different types of houses one by one. First house is Kacha house. So now know about Kacha house. Those houses that made of mud, straw, and woods are called Kacha houses. Once again, those houses that made of mud, straw, and woods are called kacha houses. Now know the next type, pakka houses. Pakka houses. Those houses that made of bricks, cement, stone, wood, iron and steel are called pakka houses. Once again, those houses that made of bricks, cement, stone, wood, iron and steel are called pakka houses. Now know the next part of house, the next type of house, that's name is temporary houses. What is temporary houses? The houses that can be moved from one place to another are called temporary houses. Once again, the houses that can be moved from one place to another are called temporary houses. For example, caravan, tent, houseboat. Caravan, tent and houseboats are examples of temporary houses. So now know one by one about caravan, tent and houseboats. First of all, caravan house. A mobile home is called caravan house. Once again, a mobile home is called caravan house. Now know the next type of temporary house, that is tent. So what is tent? Now know about this. A shelter made of canvas, nylon or plastic is called tent. Once again, a shelter made of canvas, nylon or plastic is called tent. Tent is held up by poles and attaches to the ground with stakes. Generally, soldiers used to live in tents. Now know about the next temporary house, that is houseboat. So what is houseboat? A boat that has been designed or modified to be used primarily as a home is called houseboat. Once again, a boat that has been designed or modified to be used primarily as a home is called houseboat. It is mainly found in Kerala and Kashmir. Houseboat is mainly found in Kerala and Kashmir in India. So now know about the next house, that is permanent house. So now know about permanent houses. The houses that cannot be moved from one place to another are called permanent houses. Once again, the houses that cannot be moved from one place to another are called permanent houses. For example, huts, caves, igloos, stilt houses, flat or apartment, etc. Now know one by one about huts, caves, igloos, stilt houses and flat or apartment. First of all, know about huts. So what is a hut? Now know about this. A hut is a small house with only one or two rooms. It is made of wood, mud, grass or stones. Once again, I want to repeat about huts. A hut is a small house with only one or two rooms. It is made of wood, mud, grass or stones. Now know about the next house, the next permanent house, that is cave. What is cave? A natural hollow space under the ground that has an opening large enough for a person to enter is called cave. Once again, I want to repeat about the cave. A natural hollow space under the ground that has an opening large enough for a person to enter is called a cave. In ancient times, people used to live in caves. Nowadays, animals live in caves. Now know about the next permanent house, that is igloo. So now we are going to know about igloos. So what is igloo? A house often made of blocks of snow and shaped like a dome is called an igloo. Once again, a house often made of blocks of snow and shaped like a dome is called an igloo. So igloo is also a permanent house. Now know the next permanent house, that is stilt house. So what is a stilt house? Now know about this. The house raised on stilts over the surface of soil or a body of water is called stilt house. Once again, I want to repeat about stilt house. The house raised on stilts over the surface of soil or a body of water is called stilt house. It is built for the protection against flood. Stilt house is mainly built for the protection against flood. Now know the last permanent house, that is flat or apartment. So what is flat or apartment? A room or a group of related rooms among similar sets in one building designed for use as a dwelling is called apartment or flats. Once again, I want to repeat about apartment or flat. A room or a group of related rooms among similar sets in one building designed for use as a dwelling is called apartment or flat. So now we have known about kacha houses, pakka houses, permanent houses and temporary houses. I hope you all have understood about these all topics. So if you have any doubt, you can watch again about that particular topic in which you have doubt. So revise all the topics and try to be master for all the topic in this chapter. We will meet shortly in the next video. So for the time, I want to wish you all have a good day. So that's all for today. And if you are first time viewer of this channel, then subscribe this channel and also press the bell icon for more updates about this channel. Thank you and have a nice day.